Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Empowering Intuitives Talk Show here on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. So I'm excited about tonight's class. I love talking about crystals and their power and how they can help us and all intuitives help develop your intuition, help stabilize your subtle energy. There's just so many powerful things that they can do. And right now, everything that's going on the earth plane, we need to have some tools and some things in our little toolbox. I call it our spiritual toolbox, to help us navigate daily life. And one of the things is crystals. You know, they've been around forever. And what's really interesting is, I guess the best way I can explain this is crystals are waking up. They have the ability to store knowledge, to store information. And the best thing I can kind of give you that's an analogy is, you know, in Superman, he was in that crystal cave and the crystals had all of this knowledge and they transported him. That's legit stuff. That's really what crystals can do. They have their own energy, just like everything else in the universe. They have their own power, their own knowledge, and ancient wisdom. And right now, they are, as people wake up on their spiritual journey, think about this. A lot of people are drawn to crystals. And so you see a lot of new intuitives that are resonating with the crystals because they become much more in tune with their own subtle energies, the things that are changing. They realize, oh, being an empath, that's what I am. And they start to learn more about themselves. But they're drawn to these crystals because whatever they're processing, crystals can help you balance energies. You know, in Reiki, if any of you out there that are Reiki masters, we work with crystals because they help enhance the energy work that we're doing. I know a lot of people that do like medical qigong, polarity, cranial sacral. They sometimes integrate crystals in with their work as well because it just enhances the healing. And isn't that what we all need, right? So crystals are waking up right now with this ancient, and the way that I mean that is they have this knowledge and wisdom. And now, finally now, people are able to access it and serve the planet for the highest. So let's talk about some basic crystals that I use to help with intuition. And so let's start with one of my favorites. And this is like show and tell. I have a bunch of crystals here, so I love it. So the first one that we're going to talk about is what they call a Lemurian crystal. It is not clear, like crystal clear, like a regular quartz crystal. This is a little bit different, and this is linked to Lemuria. And so for those of you that understand what Lemuria is and that culture that is no longer here, you will resonate very clearly with this. This is a great, they call it a master crystal from Brazil. And it was thought that beings that were from a higher knowledge point, some people might say ETs, they're definitely from a different dimension. And they imparted wisdom into these stones. And, you know, those of us that have done crystal grid work on the planet, we know very well about this stone. And that's how I learned about this stone years ago by doing crystal work with the earth. And this Lemurian quartz is all over the earth, anchoring energies and wisdom and ancient knowledge. So it's kind of a really cool thing. And it helps you. How does that help you with your intuition? It helps you connect to your higher self, your higher consciousness. It helps you reach knowledge and bring forth knowledge and ancient wisdom. So these are fantastic to sit with and meditate. I like to keep it on me. I actually had this one where I used to wear this as a necklace because I love the energy so much. So yeah, these are really great and they are fantastic healers. So one thing that I've noticed is people on a spiritual journey, learning to embrace their intuition and that aspect of themselves, start to unwind traumas and past issues, right? And I know personally, I have spent a lot of time working on clearing karma from other lives, from traumas in this life. And this crystal is just a beautiful, soothing, it's so powerful, but more subtle, I guess is the way to say it. Yeah, it just gives you the warm fuzzies. But it does help with healing. So anybody that's going through a lot of emotional and spiritual work, this is a great gift for somebody, a Lemurian quartz crystal. And, this one reminds me of those crystal caves in Superman. It really, really does. And if anybody knows of Lemuria and Atlantis and the ancient cultures, and you resonate strongly with those, then a Lemurian crystal is a great one for you to start to work with as well. Meditate with it, hold it, wear it as jewelry, whatever you want to do with it, keep it with you. It's also really great to keep by your bedside. So if you are doing a lot of work when you sleep, like when I used to do a lot of grid work and things, there's people all over the globe that are connecting in the astral plane and doing work. This is a great one to have by your bed or in your bed, right there with you. So that's one. The second one I want to talk about is one of my absolute favorite stones. It is the moonstone. So as you can see, I wear it. I wear them a lot. I find I am an earth sign astrologically. And let's think about moonstone. Moonstone helps balance the energies of the moon. And the moon really has power over the earth, right? Think about the tides, think about just the energy. Anybody in healthcare will tell you when there is a full moon and or a new moon, people start acting differently. You can tell their energy amps up. You don't even have to track astrologically. You can tell by people's behavior. And it's so funny because even people that say, oh, I don't believe in any of this metaphysical stuff, they will know based on people's energies. And they'll be like, is there a moon or something coming up here? And so it's always confirmed. So for me personally, I find that moonstone is extremely balancing and calming and centering because the moon, I, as an earth sign, am extremely affected by the moon cycles and other people's energies during those times. So I find for me personally, moonstone, I like the rainbow moonstone. I like the peach moonstone. They all come in different forms, but it's a stabilizer. It calms and it centers and it's grounding. It also helps with sleep. So and I'm one, when that moon gets cranking, sometimes I don't sleep all night. It can really affect me. So if it's one of those nights, then I make sure that I sleep with my stone. And those of you that are doing astral traveling, moonstone is also a good protector for that. So, it has really great properties that can help you. And a lot of times people astral travel to do healing. They do, or they go to learn more about themselves and learn more about their journey and the things that they're experiencing. So astral travel is also for fun and doing other things, but it's also for a lot of times for work. So that's one stone that you want to think about because all these crystals can be used for healing. They all have their own thing, but it can all enhance what you're doing. And our physical bodies and our emotional bodies and spiritual bodies all need rest and rejuvenation. So that's why it's so important that if you are affected by the moon, maybe you get some moonstone to help balance, because if you aren't sleeping and your energies are all off whack, off kilter here, then it affects every aspect of your life, right? I'm miserable if I don't get my sleep. So I know that is really powerful. So I have a boatload of moonstone. One of my other favorites is Moldavite. Now, Moldavite is not for the faint of heart. This is a very dark green stone. I don't know how well you can see that. But Moldavite is a chakra opener and an activator, and this is great. It speeds up your energy. This is also, people that are star seeds. And a lot of times, if you feel disconnected from the earth, you feel like, people don't understand me. I don't know why I'm here. And you feel more connected to your star family. Moldavite is a great grounding stone, believe it or not. It amps up your energy. I find that I get really hot whenever I use the stone. And oh, great, we got a little move in there. So yes, Moldavite is fantastic for that. I actually sleep under Moldavite, under my copper pyramid. It's one of the ones that I have connected to that. And my friends that are also very sensitive come in and they're like, it feels like a spaceship and the energy is off the chart. How do you sleep in that? I'm like a warm baby. I feel snugged and loved and grounded. And for somebody like me that travels out of their body very, very easily, and I need to be grounded, this is actually a very grounding stone for me. A lot of people can't handle a teeny tiny piece of this, but I wear bracelets that have 9 of these big chunks on them, and it feels great. So everybody's different. So honor what you feel. I'm just giving you suggestions of my personal, a look into my personal toolbox of the ones that I like that ground me. It does come from a meteor. That's why they say it's extraterrestrial. And it opens up the heart and the third eye and your crown chakra. So all of these higher chakras that keep you connected to your higher self. Moldavite, fantastic. One of the other stones that's really fantastic is the Labradorite. And you can see this they have like that little rainbow through there. And this protects your aura. Fantastic. This protects your aura and it grounds your spiritual energies, communicates with your higher self and in different realms. So for those of you that are doing chakra work, you're channeling, you are doing automatic writing. This is fantastic to pull down knowledge and information from other realms, right? This also works with your clairvoyance. So if you really are trying to open up your vision, this is great to stick right on your third eye as you're meditating. It really can help your visions. And it also works with telepathy. So if you are not working with your telepathy, this is a fantastic thing to do with a partner. Somebody that will work with you and be open and communicate with you. Telepathy is a beautiful ancient knowledge way of communicating. And for those of us from Atlantis and Lemuria, we used to be very telepathic. So in this lifetime, a lot of us are bringing that forward. So Labradorite is great for that as well. But it's also for people that have addictions. So this is an interesting thing. If you have addictive personality and or you're addicted to different chemicals and things, this is a great gift for somebody. Little palm stone, even little stones, if they like it, wear it as jewelry. I have my little one on right here, and this one has a little bit more of a blue, which is kind of cool. But it also helps you see the unseen, and that's within yourself and outside of yourself. So for people that have had, let's say, a common story that I see along with intuitives and empaths is that maybe they were wide open as a child. They had a lot of traumatic experiences in this lifetime, and they closed down their vision and or their intuition, and now they're all being called back up. And this is a great stone to help you reopen your third eye and help you see. So don't underestimate the Labradorite. One of my other favorite stones is the Herkimer diamond. And these are found in Herkimer, New York. They are not crystal clear, as you can see. They have a lot of inclusions and things like this. But these stones are fantastic. So there is your Herkimer. They help renew your energy. They enhance other stones, which is really fantastic. And I actually have a Herkimer with my Moldavite in my copper pyramid. And boy, does that enhance that energy beautifully. And so this is great to add to your crystal grids in your home. I like to amplify selenite, and I like to amplify rose quartz, all of those things, they help reduce EMFs, which is always a thing. So having these sitting around your house is fantastic. They're not super expensive. You can put these in, I have them in every window. I have them just kind of sitting around in different places where there's electronics, things like that. Fantastic for that. It's extremely healing. And it stimulates your healing and energy. So, and helps you channel spiritual energy. So again, this is a good one if you're working on channeling and automatic writing. It helps enhance all of that. Well, we can't forget, we're talking about building your intuition. We cannot skip amethyst, right? Everybody knows about the amethyst. And there's lots of different kinds, different shapes. This is like a geode. Oops, sorry, I moved that right out of the way. Amethyst is fantastic for calming the mind, letting you feel relaxed, helps heal the liver and all of the problems associated with that. So think about that. When we think about the liver, anybody on medications, a lot of supplements, a lot of that's filtered through the liver. If you have people that have hepatitis, if you have people that do a lot of heavy drinking, this is fantastic for that. They have people that are crazy busy in their mind. My mind is like the war room where you have the 360 dry erase boards, right? And my mind goes all the time. A lot of people that get headaches because they think. Virgos, these are great for you as well. You know, I have some wands and they're fantastic. You just lay them right on your head. You have a headache. Oh, you can use the little pointed end, put them on pressure points, and it will just draw that energy right out. Amethyst is amazing. So I do definitely recommend this stone, and it helps you connect to your soul. It helps reduce anxiety and stress. Now, who doesn't have anxiety and stress these days, right? With everything that's going on in the unrest in the world, amethyst can help calm the mind, calm the stress. Fantastic stone. I love to put this in my crystal grids as well, just because the more calm, you know, and cozy, people will pick up. You know, when people come into my home, they're always like, it just feels like I'm getting a warm hug. Yeah, based on the crystals that I have selected in my crystal grids. That's what I want in my home. I want to feel warm and cozy and comfy and calm and centered, right? This is your castle. Your home is your center. Make it what you want. Crystals can play a very powerful part in that. And balance it. And I just love it when people comment on the energy in the home and I'm just like, yay, you know, it's working. And they don't even realize why, which is fun. So the last stone that's the last stone I want to talk about is selenite. Now, selenite is one of my all-time favorites. This stone is so calming and clearing. I put selenite in my paint when I paint. I have selenite lamps all through my home. I love to gift this to children in the little lamps that you can do because it makes a really pretty cooling, calming light for a night light, especially in a baby's room. I just had a great niece and she got one of these too. You know, this is just a fantastic overall stone for healing and clearing. They have it in so many different ways. I have little bowls that I set my jewelry in so that it clears and recharges. You can buy those. I have also plates that I set other things on. I like to set my water on a plate because of just the energy. You know, crystals aren't just to have sitting around. Sometimes using these crystals in your water and doing crystal elixirs are very powerful. When you put the words and put some intentions, like we talked last week about the colors, you know, we can infuse our water with anything. So, but pay attention. I say that mindfully. Sometimes some crystals you cannot put in water. So please make sure you understand what you are doing. And one way that you can do that is buying like the Crystal Bible. And it really is the Bible. They have 3 different ones. They tell you a lot of information. There's a lot of other really good books, but they're much more in depth. The Crystal Bibles are really user friendly. So for new people, you have any children that are intuitive, selenite is the most amazing stone for them. Put it in their bedroom. Put it in your crystal grids, put it around your house, put it in some jewelry, give it to them. If they would like to wear bracelets, anything like this. This is going to be a really powerful stone that can help them work through whatever they're going through. Sorry, I get so excited talking about gemstones, but I forgot we were going to have a caller come on tonight. And so if you guys have questions, please feel free. You can always reach out to me. Check out my website at empoweredwellness.org. And I'd be more than happy to talk to you a little bit about crystals and where to get them and all that kind of stuff. So let's go to our caller. Let's see who we have on here tonight. We have Jody in Madison, Wisconsin. Are you with us, Jody?
Yes, hi.
Hi, how are you doing, my dear?
I'm doing great. I actually was, about all the crystals you were talking about. I was just wondering, you were talking about amethyst. You said there's many different kinds of amethyst.
There are different kinds. There's chevron, but
like,
yes.
What one would you recommend?
I like really. I tell people to go with what you're drawn with. And there's usually a reason. So if you look at that amethyst.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Always trust your gut and go with whichever you feel. If you want to work on the body, I recommend getting a wand or a pointed so that you can draw energy out. I like geodes. I have several of those around the house. It doesn't really matter, whatever you feel most drawn to, because the stones have their own power. So sit with your stone when you get something. Like, have you ever seen people, or maybe you do this when you go into a crystal shop, you kind of just hold it and feel?
I've never been into one. I never got into them, but I'm very curious now as I'm getting older and more problems with less solutions in the world. But that's Moldavite,
That's what's going on right now. People are being awoken to the power of the crystals. So go in a crystal shop and kind of just like feel around, and whatever your eye draws you to or your energy draws you to, hold it. And I recommend you don't have to spend a lot of money. Get little tumbled stones. They're not very expensive. And then just kind of sit with them.
Yeah. Oh, Moldavite though is that one I've heard or read or something that Moldavite is like, you got to be kind of really brave because it kind of makes things that are supposed to happen kind of happen faster. Like you might have more lessons quicker or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is that true?
It's
like,
certainly,
if you're not ready to.
Moldavite speeds up the energies, right? And it also it activates an expansion of your consciousness. So if you're not quite ready for it, you might not be ready for it now. So always trust your intuition. If you pick it up and it makes you feel really good, you're ready. If you pick it up and you feel dizzy, like you're going to vomit, you are not ready.
Okay, awesome. And is it true that it'll like hide itself from you, like if you're not ready?
I don't
like
think
you'll randomly lose it.
Andaras, the Andaras, they do that. They will disappear on you and then they'll pop back up later. But no, Moldavite. So I'll give you a quick little story. Years ago, I was doing energy work. I think I was in some course, and we were to put our hands on the person and close our eyes and see what we could pick up, right? And like spinning. I mean, spinning. I felt like I was going to vomit. I felt like I had severe vertigo. And I thought, well, I'm just really not good at this exercise, and I'm not sure why. And so everybody went around, what did you experience? And I said, I am spinning and I feel like I'm just going to vomit. And the guy started laughing, and I said, the guy that was running the class, he goes, do you have crystals in your pocket? And the guy goes, yeah, and he pulls out this piece of Moldavite. And I was like, well, can you get rid of that? And we can try this exercise again. And so that was, it was just really funny. And then years later, I was very drawn to it. But at first it was even a tiny little piece can be extremely powerful. So, you may or may not be ready for it at that time if that's the kind of reaction that you have. So the ones I talk about, this is just kind of where I've evolved to. So, sometimes you're drawn to different things at different times because you're working those things. So trust what you are drawn to. Go in there and check out a Moldavite and see if you like it. They're expensive and a little hard to get a hold of. So, you don't want to invest if you really don't want to work with it. So
Right.
yeah, so see how you feel.
I'm definitely more interested in the amethyst. And was that labradorite, like with an L?
Yes.
Labradorite, you said? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, with an L. Yeah, that's a fantastic stone as well. And it's more subtle. It's more subtle, but it's very transformative as well. So it's a great stone.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm excited for you. You want to, you can always look up online. You can look up the properties.
Oh, yeah, I will. Yep.
But the Crystal Bible, I highly recommend because it can help you. But like I said, if you want to work with them, there's lots of ways to work with them. You got to learn how to clean them and clear them. You can do that through running water. You can do that by setting them out in the moon. There's lots of ways to clear your crystals and program them and all those kind of things. So there's lots to learn when you want to dive into it. And that's why I get excited, because I always learn something new, either from the stones themselves, or I go into a store and I'm like, wow, I've never seen that crystal before. And it gets you excited to kind of see what you're drawn to and learn about it. And take your time. It's a slow process. I've been doing this for years. And
oh, yeah, I heavily researched, but I've never gotten into crystals in my whole life, and I'm almost 40. And like, I don't know, just hearing you talk while I was waiting, is a lot. Almost everything you said is like, well, I absolutely have to have that right now in my life. Like everything you kind of touched on, like everything kind of.
And that tells you that you're ready to start working with it and start to understand it, because it's going to help you heal. And that's what you're doing right now. I feel like you're really being transformed this past couple years, and you have so much coming up to be healed. So go with what you feel. Crystals are a great tool. They are a great tool. Get my book. It's cheap. It will help you learn a little bit. It talks about kiddos. It talks some about the crystals, lots of things about how to, when you're waking up and you're really starting to dig into this stuff, ways to help you, because it's a process and you need some support wherever you can get it. Go to a good crystal shop and just say, hey, look, I'm really new. Help me out. Tell me a little bit. Get some selenite, my dear. This is cheap. Buy them on Amazon. Get a little nightlight. I have them everywhere. Love these. Love these. They give a great calming energy for your home. And I like to have that with my amethyst sitting around.
Okay. And that was the one that you said, like, put in your kids' room?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
They're not expensive, and they are so powerful.
What does that start with, a C or an S?
With an S.
S. Okay.
Well, I wish you all the best, my dear. And I thank you so much for calling in, and good luck. Good luck to you.
We said I got a reading.
And we're out of time. I'm sorry. I think we have like 30 seconds left. The only thing I'll try to bring forth a little bit here. Come visit my website and we can go. We're out of time. I'm so sorry. Check me back next week and we'll try to squeeze you in for a reading then, my dear. And it was such a pleasure talking to you. Come back to my website, empoweredwellness.org. We can always do a reading there. And I wish you so much joy and love and excitement on your new journey with crystals and on your path, my dear. Much love to you. And I hope that just take it day by day as you move through the healing process, okay?